Good afternoon, children. In the previous class, we have discussed about some of the European scholars and historians, those who were visited to India, and they are stayed here because they are attracted by the Indian history and culture. Some of the important British officers are also attracted by the Indian culture and also tradition. Here, like Sir William Jones, he was one of the great Indologists and also Orientalist. So while he came to here, the Indology means it's a branch of science which study the history and culture of India. So when he came to India, he was become a multilingual expert. So he translated so many important works like Gita Govinda and Manava Dharma Shastra and Kalidasa Shakuntala into English language. And after that, some of the important scholars like the Max Muller, James Mill, so many historians, they came to India and also they wrote so many important books about Indian culture and also history. So here another great European scholar and also historian Abadu Weiss. So while he was visited to India, first he stayed Ganjam here. Srirangapatna is one of the most important historical place. He lived as a sage by adapting the local culture and customs, and after he wrote the Hindu manners, customs, traditions, festivals and Varnashrama system in his book. So he lived here for 24 years after he returned to France. These are all the except of this, all the Europeans, Elphinstone, Luke, and after that, some of the important Mackenzie, and so many important historians, they have collected the chronicles, testimonies, some of the contemporary events of the history. So they are recorded. These are all the important contemporary events to reconstruct the Karnataka history. So these are all the points we are discussed in the previous class, students. So here in this class, so the first lesson I am going to be complete the first lesson. So here the first lesson is completed today. So we have discussed about what are the important questions arised in this lesson. So here first chapter, some of the multiple choice and fill in the blanks questions are there here. The first line is fill in the blanks with appropriate words. First one, the father of history is. The father of history is Herodotus. Herodotus was the father of history because he was the first person to introduce the word how to construct the immensely valuable history. So, the father of history is Herodotus. So, take your book and also fill in the blank which is the correct answer. The father of history is Herodotus. And the second one, the dash established Asiatic Society. The Asiatic Society was established by Sir William Jones. Sir William Jones established the Asiatic Society in the year of 1784. The first one answer is Herodotus. The second one is Sir William Jones. William Jones. Sir William Jones was the person who established the Asiatic Society. So next one, answer the following in a sentence each. The first question, what is history? The history is a systematic presentation of past events. History means the systematic presentation of the past events is called history. And second one, who is the father of history? We already discussed about the Herodotus is the father of history. He belongs to Greece. Which country does he belongs to? He belongs to Greece. Herodotus and Greece. Why there cannot be a history without sources? Because the sources are the exact evidences to construct or create history. The sources are particular. The sources to be particular about the sources about the history to be a particular and authentic. Without these sources, the history becomes a story. So, the sources are very important to create and construct history. List out the historical sources. The historical sources means literary sources and literary sources, archaeological sources, monuments. Like the historical sources means like literary sources. Which are the important literary sources means native literature, foreign literature. So they are all the example for historical sources. And monuments, so inscriptions, so coins, so palaces. So they are all considered as a historical sources. What are the archaeological sources? The archaeological sources means the physical remains and ruins of the things. The physical remains or ruins of the things used or constructed structures in the past are called archaeological sources. What are archaeological sources means? Archaeological sources are the physical remains or ruins of the things used and constructed structures in the past are called archaeological sources. Name the historian who studied Indology. So one of the most important Indologists, he studied Indology. That person is Sir William Jones. Sir William Jones was one of the most important Indologists who studied Indology. And after that, write a note on Abbe Dubois. Abbe Dubois was a French missionary. He arrived to India and he settled Ganjam near Srirangapatna. He lived as a sage by adapting the local culture. And he wrote Hindu manners, customs, traditions, festivals and Varnashrama system in his book. He lived here for 24 years and he returned to France. When he adapted local culture and customs, the local people called him Dodda Swami, means senior Swami. So next here, the match the following in list A with those of list B. So match the following here. In the A list, the questions are there. The Kalidasa, he wrote the book of Shakuntala. It's a most famous drama. The drama is written by Kalidasa Shakuntala and Max Muller. So the Max Muller was wrote. So one of the most important book. The Max Muller was wrote one of the most important work like the Sacred Book of the East. The Sacred Book of the East was written by Max Muller. And James Mill was wrote one of the most important book, the History of India. William Jones, he established the Asiatic Society. In the year of 1784, he established the Asiatic Society. Kalidasa Shakuntala, Max Muller, the Sacred Book of the East, James Mill, the History of India, William Jones, the Asiatic Society. And one of the work is there here. Why do we need history? So why the history is very essential for us? Means here we mention what are the uses or significance of history. So you already know about that. Through the history we are easily got the information about the past events. And history serves the memory. The memory serves for a human being. The memory is very important for every human being. The memory serves human being to survive. The history serves the memory for a society, state, nation and whole world. The history is become a good and good. The history is a record of good and wrong decision and what are the problems or what are the difficulties faced by our ancestors and the sorrowful, joyful experiences of our ancestors. So history becomes a record. And after that, the history warns the future generation to making a decision. So the history warns the future generations to make the decision. So and after that, the principles, values, the ideologies of our ancestors will be a guiding model and guiding force to the next generation. And after that, the sacrifices, valor, the patriotism, the adventures will be inspire the next generation. The history arouses the feeling of proud and honor of our country at a large. India, especially the India, is a country in culture and heritage. So history, India was one of the most important country. India is one of the most important country. To the history allows the feeling of pride and honor at large. So these are all the important questions are there in your first chapter. So once you are read the lesson and answer, try to answer the questions. So next we will move to the second lesson. So the most important today, I am very proud to discuss about this lesson. The lesson name is our Karnataka. Our Karnataka. The second chapter in history. The second chapter in history for 6th standard students is our Karnataka. Our Karnataka. So especially children, you know very well, Karnataka is our state. Here the 30 districts are there in our state. So especially in this lesson, we are discuss about which are the important administrative or revenue divisions of Karnataka. And so in each district, we are discuss about the natural resources and the healthcare, the literacy, education, so the forest, wildlife, art, folklore, dance, and after that some of the important minerals, industries, agriculture, sports, politics. These are all the important points we are discussed in this lesson. So or unit. So especially you already know about the our land is Karnataka. We should proud to say this. Our land is Karnataka. Our state has a history of 2000 years. So some of the important parts of Karnataka state have prehistoric stone age years. So sites like historians have identified some of the important places of our state as various parts. Here as a purpose of administration, to run the smooth administration, the Karnataka state is divided into 4 revenue divisions. To run the smooth administration, for the purpose of the administration, so Karnataka state is divided into 4 administrative divisions. So especially here, the 4 important administration divisions are, the first one is Bangalore, Bengaluru, and the second one is Bengaluru. So Mysuru, Belagavi, and Kalburgi. To run the smooth administration in a state, so the whole Karnataka state is divided into 4 revenue divisions. Which are the important revenue divisions of our state? So here the Bengaluru, Mysuru, Belagavi and Kalburgi. They are the most important administrative or revenue divisions of the Karnataka state. Here in this lesson, totally the Bangalore division is consists of 9 districts. The Bangalore division is consists of 9 districts. 9 districts, and the Mysore division is consists of 8 districts. 8 districts in the Mysore division, and in the Belagavi division consists of the 7 districts. The Belagavi division there are 6 districts, and in Kalburgi division totally 7 districts are there, but in Kalburgi division totally 6 districts. 6 districts here. Dear students, you already know about that. So the second chapter in the history. of 6th standard students is our Karnataka. So you already know about that. Karnataka is our state. The capital of our state is Bangalore. So especially here, to run the smooth administration in each division, the total Karnataka state is divided into 4 revenue divisions. So which are the 4 important revenue divisions? The first one is Bengaluru, Mysuru, Belagavi and Kalburgi. So for the purpose of to maintain good administration and there is no problems arises in the administration. So as the divisions, the Karnataka state is divided into 4 revenue divisions. In the 9 districts are there in Bangalore division. In the 8 districts are in Mysore division and the Belagavi divisions are consists of 7 districts. Means the 7 districts are came under the Belagavi division and in Kalburgi division the 6 districts are came under the Kalburgi division. So especially you already know about that the district administration is headed by the DC, means Deputy Commissioner headed by the administration in the district level. But here in the divisions, the division administration is headed by the divisional commissioner. Divisional commissioner. So in this lesson, we are discussed about the important, some of the uniqueness in the natural resources, the agriculture, the important industries, rivers, and after that literature, art, folklore, dance, forest, climate, agriculture, sports, festivals and fairs. These are all the important points we are discussing the each divisions. Like in this class, in this lesson, we are only discussed about the 2 important divisions like Bangalore and Mysore. In this semester, the first semester, we are only discussed about the 2 important divisions. One is the Bangalore division, another one is the Mysore division. But in the second semester, we are discussed about the other 2 divisions like Belagavi and Kalburgi. So dear students, I think you are understand the Karnataka state is very rich and prosperous state, especially. So we have to maintain we have to easily run the smooth administration in all the districts. So totally the 30 districts are divided into 4 divisions. The total 30 districts are divided into 4 divisions, means the whole Karnataka state administration is divided into 4 revenue divisions. Which are the revenue divisions? Means Bangalore, Mysore, Belagavi and Kalburgi. Here in the first semester we only discussed about Bangalore and Mysore divisions. The first one is in the Bangalore, the 9 districts are there, but in the Mysore totally the 8 districts are there. So totally the divisional commissioner headed by the administration of the divisions, but the district administration is headed by the deputy commissioner, means DC. So here it's the main importance. Here we discussed about the agriculture, sports, festivals and folklore, dance, literature, art, and after that important industries. These are all the important information we are easily all are discussed in these divisions. The Bangalore is the capital of Karnataka. The Bangalore is the capital of Karnataka. So it is most important administrative center. The Bangalore is also one of the most important administrative division of Karnataka state. So here totally the 9 districts are there. Which are the important 9 districts are came under the Bangalore division, means Bangalore urban, Bangalore rural, and after that Ramanagara, Kolar, Chikkaballapura, Tumakuru, Chitradurga and Shivamogga. Bangalore urban, Bangalore rural, Tumakuru, Chikkaballapura, Ramanagara, and after that Kolar, Chitradurga and Shivamogga. Totally the 9 districts are came under the Bangalore division. Totally, so this division was be found in the southern part of the Karnataka. So especially you are looking here, which are the important districts are came under. So in this picture there is the totally the 9 districts are came under the control of Bangalore division. Which are the divisions means Shivamogga, Davanagere, Chitradurga, Tumakuru, Chikkaballapura, Bangalore rural, Bangalore urban, Ramanagara and Kolar district. So these are all the important districts are came under the control of Bangalore division. I think students you are understand. So here totally the 9 districts are came under the control of Bangalore. Which are the important districts means Bangalore urban, Bangalore rural, Davanagere, Ramanagara, Chikkaballapura, Tumakuru and Shivamogga. Shivamogga, these are all the district. Kolar also, these are all the important 9 districts are came under the control of Bangalore division. Totally this division is completely found in the southern part of the Karnataka state. So I think you understand. Next we are discuss about the history of Bangalore division. So which are the important dynasties ruled the Bangalore division in the ancient time, and after how the Bangalore was completely famous and it's become a prosperity in its administration and natural resources or wildlife, folklore and some other matters we are discussing the next class. Thank you. I think you are understanding.